building here. That's where they bring you in when they arrest you. That's where I had to come back and get Elijah at 2 in the morning when he got arrested for recording the traffic stop. So it's really busy here at night. We've never really been able to find out what time shift change is. It would be good to come here on a shift change and watch everybody come in now.
Yeah.
Because we've never really audited this police station because we upload them so much. I mean, you remember? I mean, I used to put up 8 videos a night sometimes.
Yeah.
So we figured we never really had to come back here because we're always
see you on the street.
We're always looking for them. So. Alright, this is High Desert Community Watch. Out here with Miss Foxy. She's out here chilling with me today. And we're out doing the First Amendment audit here at the Victorville Police Department. And it's audit, but also an open investigation because we just come here and we see how they're going to respect how they treat a citizen doing nothing wrong. Take the legality out of it or whatever, just as being free, just doing nothing wrong, not harming nobody. Out here just taking pictures of where our tax dollars go. We'll just see how they do it. I guess that's the whole thing why we do this. We want them to prove to us that we're doing something wrong.
We want them to worry about real crime.
Yeah, I've been talking to Foxy and she's kind of been schooling me on a lot of stuff. And like she says, like when you take the legality out of it and everything, never mind what it says on paper or whatever. We're not doing nothing wrong. We're not harming anybody. We're just out here. You know, I worked hard to buy this camera. And I'm just using it for the purpose that it was made for. I'm doing nothing wrong, and that's the challenge. We come here to see how they behave, because we know how they behave when you're out there doing something wrong. We know they're going to pounce on you, and a lot of times they pounce on you even if you're not doing nothing wrong. But that's why we come here and we come to the back gate and we go in the lobby, because we know that we're not doing nothing wrong. So we'll see how they behave. They should behave all right. We have Victorville pretty trained, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I'm just saying that. We've had a lot of interactions with them, and we've come to a point where they kind of leave us alone, and we just let them do their job, but we still keep them accountable. So. We have the Humane Societies here too. It's Highway Patrol, Humane Society, Police Department, and the Public Works Yard. The Public Works Yard is actually over here. It's this side of it, and there's buildings there.
The Humane Society. The Humane Society. Like they know what that word means. Oh yeah. What are you on top of that roof over there?
Yeah. Those are the ones pointing for the gas, and then this one's pointing towards the gate. But yeah, this one's for sure already spotted.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's only one. I've only seen that one and that one over there.
Those are pretty badass though. Those have a 360, so they can zoom in.
But there's one on that building back there, but I don't see very many. You know, otherwise.
From what I heard, those things can zoom in like from 100 yards. Which kind of makes sense. It's just a camera, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't need you reading people's driver's licenses or whatever with that zoom. I don't need you checking my bra size with that zoom.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks. Thanks for notifying me I got a wedgie. I didn't even notice.
If it weren't for you keeping my asshole safe. Serve and protect.
Yeah, there's a photographer outside. He's wearing 34 medium.
See now, okay, I got a question too. So these cameras here, you think they got audio on them?
No.
You sure? Why don't you think so?
Because I used to work for this one guy, and he said when they have audio, they'll be like in a box. Because microphone wires and everything is different than just electrical wires. He said they'll be like a little box. No, that was like 2-3 years ago, so I don't know. Because
the reason why security cameras don't typically have a sound is because it's for eavesdropping and whatever. If you think you're over here having a conversation and there's nobody around, but this thing's recording you, that's eavesdropping. That's why they don't have sound on them. However, they don't care about any sort of rules. So I'm just wondering if you think they actually do, even though they're not supposed to.
I'm sure some of them do, and we've come to some of them where the whole camera is inside, like the building, like, and then you can mount whenever you want on that, you know. On that one, it's kind of.
Who's to say the wires aren't going through that pole?
Yeah, I was gonna say on that one, it's not apparent, but then again, look at the technology nowadays. You can have a little microphone.
Yeah, it could be tiny.
It's the size of a rice.
Right.
It's a rice. So, but I wouldn't put it. I mean, if you were to ask me, I would at least have to say 50-50. I don't know.
Yeah.
But would have to not be hesitant to say, yeah, they do.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them because they're not worried about breaking any laws. They insist.
And it's all, you know what, it has nothing to do with security. They want to make sure that if they catch on something, they want to make sure that they have their backup so they can back up their little story and why they shot you, because why you came by the gate.
Right.
So it really has nothing to do about safety, you know.
No.
It's more for like evidence.
Big brother.
It's funny because growing up, I always wonder with that song "Electric Eye" from Judas Priest, and you know, and you think, and you don't realize it, but if you listen to a lot of songs, even like War Pigs from Black Sabbath, how long ago was that? And everything that he speaks is just now, it's so true. Like when you hear that song, now that we're older and everything, it's not just a cool song. I mean, there's some heavy meaning behind that.
Right.
All the way from all the way from when he says that they're standing, that they're around the fire like witches at black masses, and knowing how the evil that runs this country.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just all that stuff is just.
See, that's a good example of the talking to you, because they tell you all these things. You just, because if you're not informed or aware of it, it goes right over your head. You have no idea. But once you become aware of the goal and what they're trying to accomplish, these things are just so obvious to you, and that's why it's so important that to research. You have to see what's really going on. It's much deeper than just hear these police on the street. They're the first layer.
Yeah, and I think too, it's also, I think they do that to condition us too, because the more that you see it here and there, you don't think nothing wrong about it. Yeah, it's like if I hit you in the arm every day at 2 in the morning, you're gonna think that's normal, and then now when I hit you, it's not gonna be no big deal because you're accustomed to it. It's that kind of thing, you know, like where you just get accustomed. And I mean, I've been accustomed for, you know, not knowing my rights for 48 years. So that's why this is also interesting to me. But
and that's the conditioning. I mean, growing up, you're conditioned. You go through how many years of school, and they make sure that you've gone through, that you start early, that they brainwash you from the beginning. And you know, anybody who breaks the rules, no matter if it's ethically right or wrong, if it really is none of anybody's business, but you know, your neighbor's grass is too long and now you get condemned and, you know, crucified for it, because everybody thinks just because it's a code or a statute or legislature or whatever, that it means right and wrong. And you know, if you know anything about government, they're the last people you need to be using as your ethical barometer.
That's true. Yeah, I always tell
people need to step up and be brave. Freedom is not free, and eternal vigilance is the price of freedom. And you have to be brave. You have to be responsible for your own safety. Freedom is responsibility. Taking responsibility. It is your responsibility, not anybody else's. And everybody's so used to the government taking care of that for them. You need to be responsible for yourself. That's what freedom is.
People always ask me, like, how can I help? It's like, grab a camera and go record your local area, you know. And it's like, well, why do you think? I've had people tell me, you know, you guys are doing good, but do you really think you're making a difference? It's like, yeah, we are. Maybe not the biggest difference, but the reason we're not making a bigger difference is because you're commenting instead of grabbing a camera and helping us out.
Yeah, well. Animal control?
Yeah. They have to be under the police now for some reason. They put them together in a lot of places now. They're part of law enforcement. If you go down the hill, a lot of them it says sheriffs, and then it says animal control. So just another racket, I'm sure, for them to get more funding.
Of course. For
the sheriff, you know, and I guess it's because they say they have to go to calls, like crazy calls, and then they have to make decisions. Based on, you know,
on what? Not ethics. That's for sure.
On them having a badge, I guess, you know.
Yeah. They have to make decisions.
So that's why they're becoming.
Is there any job that you don't have to make decisions?
They're becoming peace officers, yeah, just because of that. Just, you know, back in the day they were just it's a rough term, but we've always called them dog catchers, but not out of disrespect, because that's usually what their main goal used to be.
I mean, what is it?
If your dog breaks his leg and somebody calls in on you and you get home from work, shit, your dog could be taken away in your house, fucking boarded up, you know. Yeah, it's pretty. Some of the animal control stories you watch are pretty crazy.
Yeah, too much power.
And I'm in love with being queen.